Hey everyone, and welcome back to my completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS. In this episode, it is time to progress north into Ulgoth's Beard so that we can get into the expansion content. But first, on the way there, we're going to make a stop at the Friendly Arm Inn to finally return this belt to Anshi,
It is done.
the person that wanted us to retrieve that belt from that ogre.
You cannot get better than the stability
So
stone walls provide.
here she's talking about that rogue ogre with a belt fetish that she had to bargain her girdle of piercing for her life. And now we can just return it.
Cannot get better than the stability stone walls provide.
Yeah, thanks for getting this back to me. Damn weird ogre though, don't you think? Yeah, so she gives us her book, like History of Tether. It's well, if you want to read it, I should probably like scroll through it like that. Because she's apparently a writer. Yeah, thanks for the book, but I'm going to leave it here if you don't mind. So we get 800 experience, especially when you're soloing early in the playthrough. That's not so little, but generally it's way better to just hold on to the girdle. So now Senashira is left without a belt. I'm going to give her that slashing armor class bonus belt. And now we can go to Ulgoth's Beard. And here we're going to rest first. And I think I might change our spells a little bit, because we're going to be fighting some mages. But from how the fights usually work out, I don't think we're actually going to have that much time to like cast many spell thrusts at all. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to get that. I think Imoen is going to be busy using wands in those encounters actually. So this selection is probably not too bad. Just for safety, I'm going to memorize 2 hastes, so we can have haste throughout the whole dungeon that we're going to visit now. And this is okay. Yeah, this should be fine.
Yes, certainly.
So let's just rest here once. Whoops.
I got some cheap beer for you.
You close your eyes tonight, and visions of Candlekeep swim into view. As you pass through the gates of the Citadel, there is a flash of memory, and you are a child of only a few seasons once more. At your side is Gorion, gray-haired even all those years ago. How old must he have been to age so little in the time since? Aged as he ever was, you still have to run to keep up with him. He has an important meeting with Ulrunt, the keeper of the tomes. An important meeting about you. Funny, you don't remember it. As you stand outside the doors of the inner keep, you can hear the shouting from within. Gorion seldom raised his voice, though you did not care to listen to the discussions at your previous stops either. As you trace patterns in the water of a fountain, a reflection distracts you from the argument. A large raven has perched atop a stone wall and stares directly at you with huge black eyes. You stare back through the mirror of the water and are suddenly afraid to meet the bird's gaze any other way. It has claws for feet. You think to yourself, little skeletal claws. The doors of the keep suddenly swing open and Ulrunt storms out. He glances at you for a moment, but looks away as he speaks. You both can stay, he sneers, but mark my words, that child will be the death of you. A flash of memory once more, and Gorion walks out of the keep as he is today, dead. You drop your gaze back to the water so as not to see. The raven is gone, but your own image remains. Your eyes are black, like those of a bird. Like father, like child, the reflection says. You wake with a yell, predictably unrested.
That is such an awesome description. I think that's one of my favorite dreams, I think. And this is the one actually I mentioned in one of the previous episodes when I talked about Ulrunt. This is actually the dream. It only happened now, describing, you know, the encounter that Gorion had with Allround as to whether they could stay. You know, Gorion and you could stay in Candlekeep. So that's why Allround, you know, knew that you were a ball spawn probably, and you know, already kind of was set in his mind as to whether you were guilty or not in Candlekeep after the Iron Throne leaders died. And this is actually the dream from the previous chapter. Now when we try to rest more, another dream can trigger as well from this chapter to give us the second drop on Holy Might. So yeah, the cool thing is that now the good version of the last ability that we get through the dreams is drop on Holy Might, which for a character like Senashira is a pretty nice buff, especially since in the enhanced edition, you know, it has a shorter cast time than in the classic Baldur's Gate 1, when it would have a cast time of 9. Anyway, we are now well rested.
I am here.
Our spells are replenished, and now we can talk with Chandelar here.
Indeed, it is done.
Yes.
Yeah, so Chandelar is this kind of a quirky, odd mage that's supposed to be kind of the protector of Ulgoth's beard. He makes his residence here, apparently, in a flying skyship, I think, above the village it's supposed to be. Anyway, so he speaks in a little bit of an odd way, especially if you explore some of the other conversation options. Anyway, he wants us to perform a task for him. And apparently he misplaced his cloak, and he's going to teleport us somewhere where this cloak is, and our task is to retrieve it. Yeah, see, he has like other business to attend to, plus he wants us to like see if we are capable or whatever. Already I know you are more interested in the why and not so much the profit. Will you do this? And I'll say not right now, just to showcase a little thing here. Also, one thing that has to be mentioned is that if you kill his daughters, you actually have to kill all 3 of them. If you kill like 2 and leave 1 alive, I think this conversation still triggers. But if you kill all 3 of them, and just as a reminder, they are the ones guarding the Altru'ar items needed to craft those skyships that we are supposed to retrieve for Alatos if we accept that Thieves Guild quest in Baldur's Gate City. At Oberon's estate, on the top floor, there are the 3 sisters who are the daughters of Chandelar, this guy here. So if you kill them, he is going to be quite furious at you, obviously, but he's not actually going to fight us or anything. He's just going to send us to this island, and without any option for us to refuse or say that we need some time to prepare or something like that. He's just going to send us right away. So that is the difference. And here he just gives us an offer. So I'm just going to quick save to showcase that you can kill him. And the fight with him is a little... you have to be like really lucky to kill him, I guess. And it's not really a good idea to engage him directly, because he has like 96 HP, from what I remember. He has a -20 armor class, so pretty much you just need to roll critical hits to hit him. And he has 80% to all physical damage, 80% resistance, and 100% resistance to all elemental sources of damage, but he has 0% magic resistance, and he starts out neutral here. So what you can do is actually stun him with the Wand of Paralyzation, although I think he has a save of 1 all across the board, so we're going to have to try this out a couple of times. But as you can see, since it doesn't work on him, he doesn't go hostile through from this. So I don't know how. Yeah, he has a Robe of the Archmagi that gives him 5%. That's why he he actually has magic resistance here. But normally he has an innate 0% magic resistance. And this is going to take a few tries, like I said, but eventually he will fail the saving throw and will become paralyzed, and we'll be able to kill him. Did I quick save? Yeah. Because of course I don't want to kill him. I just want to showcase that it is possible and that you get 26,000 experience for killing him. He also has some pretty good level 4 spell scrolls, And the thing about him is that he has a robe of neutral Archmagi, where he is supposed to be a chaotic good. At least in the game files, he has a chaotic good alignment. Maybe in the lore, he's supposed to be neutral. Alright, finally, he failed his save, and as you can see from the numbers here, when we damage him, he receives very little damage because of his 80% resistance to physical damage. But he's going to go down soon, since now that he's paralyzed, you know, all of our hits, all of our swings are auto-hit. And yeah, 26,000 experience. Of course, we get -10 reputation. And he has that robe of neutral Archmagi here. Some level 4 scrolls, potions of heroism, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to quick reload, and we're going to leave for that mysterious island. So we receive also a ward token from him that will be able to return us back from where we're off to now. So this is a very kind of like spooky, mysterious island. We're going to try to learn more about it over the course of our adventure here. But yeah, you've been teleported by Chandalar far up to the north on an island lost within the ice flows of the Northern Ocean. It's not really explained where exactly this is, and no one really knows, because this is a pretty freaky island for casters, as we will discover. So here I'm just going to kill this bear for some experience. And now when we delve into the dungeon, you will see that it is very, very similar looking to the Firewine ruins. But it has certain like slight improvements. Generally the hallways are not as narrow. There are a little bit more of these slightly more open spaces. Although as we uncover more of the map, you'll see that it's very similar looking. Some mages, some of their pre-buffs already triggered, although they shouldn't already. Anyway, in the next chamber, in that kind of main chamber, and where in the Firewine Bridge ruins there would be a group of kobolds, here there's going to be 3 mages. And because we enter through this really narrow corridor here, I am going to make a different type of entrance. I am going to use our Scrolls of Invisibility to make everyone except Senashira invisible, and Yeslik is going to use Sanctuary. But I think before we do that,
You're a queer fellow.
we might want to do some buffs, although Koran doesn't need anything, Kirinai doesn't need anything. Miss Bless is probably going to expire if I throw that out there, but I think I'm going to do so anyway, and I think I'm going to like do one chant, I guess. Or maybe actually remove Fear.
What you want?
And Imoen is going to make Koran invisible. She's going to make Kirinai invisible.
Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
Yeah, Jaheira doesn't need anything right now. Although, this fight is the toughest, so I think I'm going to summon that nymph. Now she's going to make Jaheira invisible. She's going to cast Haste now.
What are you need?
Yeslik is going to throw a chant. She's going to make herself invisible now.
Need only
And Yeslik is going to cast Sanctuary. Alright, now basically what we're going to do is we're going to have everyone except Senashira enter. As you can see, there are 3, they're all mages. Every opponent here is going to be a mage, except of these, except for those like winter wolves that sometimes are going to be there. But the main opponents, the main fights are all going to be different types of mages. So here we have Marcellus, Bane, and Andris. And Andris here is the main opponent. He is a level 11 mage, a very powerful one, and his saves are very, very low, especially save versus spell and save versus wand. So we pretty much have to use brute force against him. However, Marcellus and Bane are a little bit more sane when it comes to their saving throws, so we're going to probably attempt to use some spells on those two. But first we're going to position ourselves to be close to them at the start, whereas our ranged fighters are going to be a little bit further away, and Kiranai is actually going to attempt to poison Andris.
I am here.
The nymph can get inside.
Your
And now
concern.
we're going to, once we are already positioned in a much better way than in this corridor here, Senashira is going to make her entrance and initiate, well, Andris is going to initiate a conversation with us.
Fear my wrath, for it is great indeed.
Well, 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 I sense the ripples, and there you are, but you are something new. Tell me, friend, how come you to this place? So this answer would be fitting, of course, if we killed the daughters of Chandalar and he would just teleport us here. But we don't really want to generally reveal that we were sent by someone and we have a way out, because that will prompt them to attack immediately, and we want some information first. Yeah, you are just the latest teleporting fool to be captured. This place seems a magnet of sorts. If you are powerful enough to teleport without error across an ocean, you are apparently of sufficient power to be caught and dragged here. It is the very place that does it. Seems to ensnare the energy. Needless to say, leaving the island by magical means seems entirely impossible. You will get used to seabird eggs if you wish to survive. So who constructed such a place? What is its purpose? I don't know an answer to either question. It could be a joke of the gods or a test, or both. It is hard to tell with gods. It could be a natural phenomenon, though these tunnels certainly are not. Trapped mages may have fashioned them for shelter, however. There is little else to do here except plot, study, or go mad. I prefer to plot. On that note, if you would be so kind as to strip down and give me what you are carrying, I would be ever so grateful. So, yeah. Of course, this is going to end up in a fight. All of these conversations end up in a fight, by the way. So, let's just start casting Confusion with our trusty nymph. And with all of the others, we're going to just wait for now for their pre-buffs to trigger. Alright, so we see that Bane here has Stone Skin, Minor Globe, and Ghost Armor. He doesn't have Mirror Images. Marcellus has Mirror Images, but doesn't have Minor Globe. And he doesn't seem to have Shield either. Oh no, he was pre-buffed with Shield like way earlier, I think. That triggered here, right? Well, not on Marcellus, apparently. So I think we could be able to cast Mirror Image on him, but I don't want to really risk it. I'm going to use, in this dungeon in general, we're going to make quite a lot of use of this Wand of Paralyzation. I'm not going to be kidding around here. Alright, since this guy doesn't have Mirror Images, I am going to use Jaheira's Wand of the Heavens to interrupt his spell, hopefully. And Koran is going to already start shooting him, I guess.
I am here.
Alright, Andris shows up. Of course he has the standard kind of high-level SCS protections, like Shadow Door giving him improved invisibility, Minor Globe, Stone Skin, all that stuff. So we're going to be hoping to poison him with Kiranai's dagger.
Your concern?
What area need?
Now with Yeslik I don't think we can do much. Maybe try to command this guy if the paralyzation doesn't work. Okay, it actually did work. That's very, very nice. Imoen can start shooting and Yeslik can start attacking this guy.
Yes?
Although there might be a AoE spell coming at us. Remove magic on Senashira, so she's going to run out to limit the effectiveness of that. Andris is a little annoying because he can like teleport out and then teleport back in. He has like a unique script in that regard, I think. Like he can teleport back in with all of his protections renewed. Actually, this remove magic wasn't all that effective because Senashira still has her haste, still has remove fear, still has chant. That's very nice. Andris so far hasn't been poisoned though. Bane kind of escaped, but there is a trap here, so I don't really want to pursue him just yet. Let him approach us, I guess.
What a simple matter.
Oh, there are some more winter wolves.
Your light.
He seems like he's casting an evocation spell, and that might be Sunfire, so I actually am going to run away from this. Yeah, and that was a Sunfire. And that dealt 31 damage to Kiranai, which is not good. I'm going to use a healing potion on her. And we're going to have to resume our pressure on Andris. Bane seemed to just escape there, and He seems to be good over there. He doesn't seem to want to fight us. Anyway, Andris, because he cast this offensive spell, he didn't actually renew any of his mirror images or anything, so we might actually have him here, because he seems to be in a pretty nasty situation. He uses... he actually critically hit Kiranai with his Melf's Minute Meteors, so actually she still has 33 HP, but she's in danger. Right, I think he managed to renew... Oh no, he wanted to renew Stone Skin, but we interrupted him. Alright, this is very, very good. Although he has this contingency when he like teleports away, which is very, very unfortunate, because he is going to come back later, and with like full buffs. Anyway, let's take this time to finish off Marcellus. He's already dead, and Bane is here now.
Do you want to tell me a story about...
Imoen got affected by a minor sequencer, I think, with double Melf's acid arrows. That's not too bad. Let's just keep fighting. Actually, the nymph was able to hold this winter wolf. Right, Imoen is going to drink one potion. Okay. Now Andris is going to be back soon, I think. Let's just take this time to disarm some traps here. And actually, we can like heal some guys before he returns.
Yes. Wherever fate takes me.
Indeed.
He has a potion of defense and a wand of fear, which I'm not going to pick up. Our haste ran out. I'm not going to pick up like this robe or anything from Marcellus. Yeah, so he's like healing over here, and he's going to renew his protections. Yeah, now he gets like shield, mirror image again, and I think he gets minor globe again and protection from normal missiles, and I think he's going to teleport back now. Yeah, over to Senashira. His save versus death seems to be exceptional as well, because he wasn't poisoned once by our dagger of venom. Alright, so now we just need to... it's so unfortunate that haste just ran out, because we need our physical damage now. Yeslik is going to drink a potion of strength to that effect. Oh no, I think he's... Okay, whew. His spell got interrupted through all of these mirror images, because I think that was another Sunfire coming at us. And that's a very quick to cast spell. We don't have haste anymore, so moving out of range of that spell would be pretty much impossible to do in time. And we would get really, really damaged by that, I think. But fortunately we were able to interrupt that. And I didn't have mirror images on Imoen, and I get punished by Andris, who of course already wanted to damage the most vulnerable target like that with his Melf's Minute Meteors. And Imoen got hurt for half of her health. Anyway, he has Remove Magic, which I'm going to take, Potion of Invulnerability, and we're going to take a look at this note of his. And also I am going to take all of these potions of fire resistance out, and we're going to give them to Jaheira, probably. Here's that wardstone that Chandalar gave us, so that we can return. And this note from Andris: would that I had more paper to write upon, but much was burned in haste for warmth. Little there is to document anyway, and so I leave this small writ for any that might find my corpse, for that is the only way it shall part from me. Know that Andris does curse you for your life, and that, should I return in some fell form, I will hunt you for the sheer spite of you seeing my decimated body. That business of that aside, I hope that you who read this have suffered the same fate as I. The indignity of this condition, with all the power at mine fingers, I must huddle around a dung fire eating seal fat. The forces behind this place have no respect for my stature, my power. I have slain beasts thrice my size with a glance, and travelled as a bird over oceans. Here my magic is sucked to the earth, and I am held, as others are. Some have escaped, and I swear I shall hunt them, and take the power they must have. To do what I cannot, they must be great indeed. I curse them for leaving, I curse this place, and I curse that I have not the might to follow. So yeah, this place can really make you mad, I guess. That can, like, when you think about it, you know, once you study magic your whole life, and then you get, like, just over the course of a teleportation spell, you get all of a sudden sucked into this mysterious, like, island that apparently, like, drains magic powers. Oh, I didn't want to trigger this guy. We can't even really see him, but apparently he has vision of us. Anyway, this guy really doesn't want us to kill him. He seems to be... He seems to be pretty friendly, but he's just trying to trick us here. Yeah, now he's going to ask us for the ward stone. You can actually give it to him, but it's going to result in a fight anyway. Yeah, I must have the ward. So yeah, let's approach with Senashira. And let's give her the greenstone amulet. And not approach with anyone else. Oh, actually, I think this is the guy with the wand of paralyzation. Although he seems to be casting a spell first. Remove magic. I think his main deal is that he has a wand of paralyzation and he's not afraid to use it. There's a trap here, so I don't really want to follow him. The fact that we got removed magic isn't really that big of a deal anymore, because our buffs, most of our buffs faded with time anyway. And actually Yeslik's strength is still there, and we have remove fear active. Well, are you coming back, dude? Kuchal, or whatever. Oh, he actually escaped further down there, which is unfortunate because there's another encounter down here. I don't want to encounter them both at the same time.
Yes, certainly.
Come on, dude. Where did you go? Ah, that is unfortunate. Now, do we want to use our second haste here? I think because there's going to be two of them there, apparently, we actually need the haste here, and not later. Because there are more fights to do, but I think we're going to have to use this haste now. And we're going to use other buffs as well, just to give ourselves some combat boosts. I think Senashira might... Oh, why am I doing this? Senashira might use one potion of invulnerability, just to buff up her saves a lot. We're going to give this back to Kirinai. And yeah, I think I'm going to cast haste, and we're going to have to... like, do a swift approach through this corridor here. And,
Yes?
well, deal with those two guys there.
Sorry, friend, but you've got a date down under.
Yeah, there's Garan. I have questions to pose to you, and you will answer them swiftly and accurately, or you will be killed. I will warn you now that I possess powerful magics, and will be able to discern almost any lie that you try to tell. So if we ask questions, he's going to get annoyed and attack us. If we tell the truth and tell that we have the wardstone, he's going to attack us. Like I said, every encounter here ends up in a fight. Yeah, so he says that he has been trapped on this infernal island ever since he tried to teleport from Mastica to Waterdeep. So again, this is just something that happens as an unfortunate side effect of some teleport spells that mages try to use and then end up here all of a sudden. That is so freaky, dude. I mean, I told you that that I ask the questions. Your stupidity will cost you dearly. And he actually has a couple of Ankags to help him, which at this point are not that big of a deal, but I am wondering, where is Kuchal? He went down here, and he wasn't invisible. He should be somewhere around here. I hope he didn't, like, disappear. I think this guy, though, I think he is likely to cast Chaos, so I think I'm going to leave my other guys... Oh no, remove magic still. Alright, he removed all magic except haste, unfortunately. Oh, and actually the potion of invulnerability wasn't removed as well. So nice, nice, nice. He renewed his mirror images because we keep up the pressure on him. And we're cutting through his stone skin, and yeah, he's done now. Where is that other guy though? I really want to kill him.
Indeed.
Like, I don't want to have like one encounter that just disappeared. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Those Ankh eggs. Wow. Just dealing damage to Kiranai. She has 4 HP. She needs to get the hell away.
I am certainly
Oh my god.
concerned.
Really? What is up with these Ankh eggs all of a sudden that they are so good?
It is done.
That is so unfortunate because Kiranai of course is one of our main damage dealers. And where is that other guy, dude? This is so annoying. I think there's a trap here, so I'm not really willing to progress any further. But why did he disappear?
I've done had enough of this.
I am here.
Well, okay.
It is done.
Oh, Jahira's inventory is pretty full with all these things, I think. Yes, like should keep all these things that don't weigh anything. Alright, this is not too bad.
Your concern. Yes, certainly.
This is not too bad. We also have another potion of defense. Protection from normal missiles. I'm not really going to take any of these
I am here.
scrolls. What really annoys me more than the death of Kiranai is the fact that we...
Your concern.
that one guy just left.
Indeed.
I'm getting a little sleepy.
Oh, there he is, finally. Alright.
You're a I'm
I certainly.
Now he waited for our haste
Your
to
concern.
fade, to run out before he wanted to use anything. Oh yeah, so that was pretty cool. He used his wand of paralyzation, but actually Senashira's magic resistance from the cloak of Balduran protected her against that.
Just about seen enough.
She also has a very good save against wands. Yeah, we could take this wand of paralyzation, but I think, yeah, we have plenty of charges on our two other wands of paralyzation, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, we're close to the end.
I grow
Although I don't really like the health situation that we have on Koran here
You've a task?
and Imoen.
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to spend some time drinking potions on them.
Yep.
Just so nothing stupid happens, like with Kiranai. These Ankh eggs, man, those were some Ankh egg champions. That was also my mistake because I did not buff Kiranai's armor class at all. And her base armor class isn't that bad, but, you know, isn't all that amazing either.
You're certainly.
What is your great peril yields great beauty.
There's another trap around the corner. There's going to be another dude, which is supposed to be level 13, but I think because of that,
I am your concern.
he doesn't actually
Oh, you are.
get too many pre-buffs, I think. He's going insane here, as you can read from his lines. And yeah, he doesn't start with almost any pre-buffs. I think he has Stone Skin on. he starts out with Shadow Door, unfortunately.
Need your pantaloon or
But
dress
we
down?
have the Detect Invisibility,
Yes?
which is going to take care of that. I don't want to give him the opportunity to, like, you know, quickly cast some kind of spell from from invisibility, so that you know, he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't even have Stone Skin apparently. Now he casts one. Okay, that's down, and he's dead. I think he's supposed to also have a contingency at some point. He also has a lot of healing potions. He's supposed to have a contingency, I think, but no, we have absolutely no slots
Your
free.
concern?
Anyway,
Yes,
here I
certainly.
just want to gently poke out, because there's a chance that there's going to be winter wolves here. Oh, and there they are.
By your
It is
command.
done.
By your command.
I
Let's
am
pull them
here.
over here. Because the last mage, the last obstacle is right there, where in the Firewine Bridge ruins, the ogre mage would be in this chamber. Oh yeah, so if we activate the map, you can see that it's very similar in layout to the Firewine Bridge, but there are more open spaces and, you know, quite a few less, like, narrow corridors and stuff. So there are more open spaces here, here, and this one is a little bit more open as well.
Your concern?
Even the most prolific adventurer must have time to rest.
Okay, now when it comes to the last guy, I could of course, like, you know, keep picking up the winter wolf pelts, but I of course don't have the space now that Kirina is dead. Now the only thing left to do, I think I'm going to pre-buff. Oh no, she still has the awesome saves, so I think I'm going to rely on that a
I
little
am
bit.
here.
Leave my guys a little bit back and approach with Senashira here.
You're at the end of your rope, always. I can't walk.
Yeah, so here's Deskill. Now, hello there. And you might be who? Another wayward spellslinger looking for a way out? Or just another power-hungry fool trying to force the doors from the wrong side? Yeah, tell me, warrior, why is it that whatever you seek is always in the last place you look? Well, because you find it there. The common sense answer, in a place uncommon where sense does not rule the day. You are looking for something here, something of power and value. I am sure I know just what it is and for whom you seek it. I do not wish to relinquish it. What do you have to say to that? So we can say this, like, we have a task, you can aid it or oppose it, but you will not ignore it, but we can ask a little bit more of him. The others here are like me, in that they do not understand this place. I doubt the place itself could tell its own purpose, were it able to answer questions. Suffice it that I am not so quick to turn to desperation as the others, and I do not fear the unknown quite so much. If this place draws magical energies to it, and I am here at the center, then it draws magical energy to me by default. In time I will harness it, and in time I will leave. Already I know more of things here than any other. I can see things others cannot. I see why you are here. I see that I have what you seek. I see that we must fight and the victor shall leave. What is this place? Many things. Today it is a dueling pit. Tomorrow it will be a graveyard. Yesterday it was... what? I cannot say. If it is natural, it is an abomination. If it is divine, it is utterly cruel. We are all many things, including obtuse and unclear. Do what you will. If I win, I am released. If I lose, I am released. So he seems to be the most sane out of pretty much everyone here.
As you direct.
Yes?
And yeah, I guess he was the closest to getting out.
Certainly.
Oh, let's allow him to get his pre-buffs.
As you direct.
I am
So he doesn't have mirror images, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, we don't have Kiranai to aid us with her damage. But we have still Koran. He has improved invisibility, which I would have to dispel with
Awaits.
Jaheira's invisibility purge, and I think that's the best course of action now. Without Kiranai, we don't have really the brute force necessary, I think, to like really take him down before he manages to cast a spell. So I think it's better to... oh, I just wasted it. Wow. This is a disaster, this episode. Why did I waste it? I didn't unpause with... or did I unpause slightly before clicking? I thought I clicked first, and then unpaused, so she basically wouldn't even start casting. But as you can see from that, you know, kind of spell orb icon here, the graphical thing, she actually casted, or started casting, that spell. And then I interrupted it by moving her. But anyway, fortunately our electricity damage from Ashidina was enough to interrupt his spell. Now he actually used a potion of defense instead of casting anything. And now his stone skin is out. Alright, so we're done with this place, although it hasn't been as smoothly done as I wanted. Anyway, he actually has a scroll of stone skin, a very, very powerful scroll in Baldur's Gate 1. He also has a note. Let's take a look. Scribble, 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 as every mage must do. These walls will hold your power fast unless I walk right through. A boat I made from birch and bark, but burned I did at morn. Rather I gather in this held spot than suffer my hands get worn. Fools this place has, and many more to come. I will greet and take what will, and in the end will I have all? Oh, I think so. I mock your prison, Ow, as though you would care to listen. Ow, the Overfather, is basically like the god of gods. He is kind of like the Zeus of this Forgotten Realms pantheon. Are you even behind the walls? I see your symbols in the sky, but others too. Mystra, goddess of magic, my magical maiden, why do you treat your children so? Do you give the sparkle of magic only so it cannot be used? A lesson in humility for those on the verge of true power? Drop your robes and wands and staves, or forever be trapped with your self-importance and pride? Perhaps, but I will not shed what I have earned just to walk the skies again. I shall profit from this. I will play outside your rules. This place will bring it all to me in time, though I can't take it elsewhere. No, you can't take it with you, but you can stay with it and hold it tight. Perhaps with outside help? Yeah, none but those who have learned can find this place again, and they will not interrupt the teaching. I will not bend. I will snap and strike back in time. Yeah, power impotent is still preferable to power lost. Of course, perhaps the walls do not listen to such musings, and my writing is pointless. No matter, for tomorrow I shall wipe this clean and write anew. My verse gets better. One must have hobbies. So he hints at that the possible way of leaving here is to kind of leave your magical possessions, so that their magical power, I guess, you know, is what really holds you down to this place. And that might be because Chandelar kind of figured that out as well and left his cloak there. His apparently a cloak that was stolen from him here, apparently, but I'm not sure. Apparently it's a very powerful magical cloak, so it is never explained perfectly like what exactly makes you leave this island, but let's just do something like that and give her this. Alright, but that might be a an answer or a hint that, you know, you might have to like humble yourself and leave your magical items of power in order to be able to leave. So now that we have Chandelar's cloak, we go outside and he teleports us out. Right, anyway, we're going to talk to Chandelar. Yeah, you have proven yourself quite capable. So, what was that place? There are people still trapped on that island. Well, not really, we killed everyone, but... It is an odd place, to be sure. Teleportations are affected most drastically in effect, trapping the occasional passing mage. Those that are there will find their way off in time. Those that are not there anymore have found their own way off. I think you will agree that the ones that you met were not inclined to work together and effect their own release. An excellent judge of character in a supposedly natural phenomenon, wouldn't you say? I must be off. Fare you well. So yeah, I get 500 experience for that. And that's basically it. The adventure, kind of for the sake of adventure, I guess, because you don't really get too much out of it. Well, you get some magical stuff from the mages over there. And of course we got the scroll of stone skin. But yeah, you don't get really that much out of it. So he, of course, took the cloak and took the ward stone and teleports off. And I think this is going to be it for this episode. A little longer one, but I wanted to finish the island without interrupting, like, and breaking off into a different episode in the middle of it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.